Yes, and welcome back to another episode of myself, Luke, and my good friend Edo. So how are you feeling today, Edo?
I feel great. Another week of exciting development in the crypto space.
Yeah, so in today's episode, we're going to take a deep dive into altcoins, especially in gaming and AI. Focus on gaming a little bit. Won't go too much into the actual gaming tokens themselves in terms of their technology, etc. Because most people are here, in my opinion, here for the money, not the tech, but here to make gains in crypto, especially over the bull market. So if you are interested in a project, then maybe we could take a deep dive into it. So if any projects that you're interested in gaming and AI, maybe leave them in the comment section below. We can take a look at it and then we can explain it a little bit more in depth. So the focus in today's episode is more about the money, how to gain more money with altcoin gaming and AI crypto as well. So how do you feel with this?
I mean, it feels great. It feels great to see what had happened in the crypto space over the past couple of weeks. To see how Bitcoin has pumped, but as you were mentioning, it also shows also that altcoins they pumped a little bit following the rally of Bitcoin, but it just indicates that more things could happen for the altcoins. And
If we look at this,
if you see these crypto bubbles here, we see how some of these coins pump a lot over the past couple of days. Like Shiba, like 13%.
yeah, I was going to ask Edo, what has really stood out to you over the last week?
I mean, personally, I think that Shiba and Doge, if there were coins I missed a little bit, I guess it would have been both of these because I felt because these coins I've already invested in them in the past, but currently I don't have anything in them. But I feel like I have missed a little bit opportunities there.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the whole altcoin space right now, the Bitcoin dominance is sitting around, last time I checked, it was like 59% or something. We've dropped 2% over the course of a week, and it's the reason why altcoins have been doing so well. Also, because of the US elections, everything has been rallying. So could we have a pullback? Of course we could. But in my opinion, right now, we've just started the beginning of altcoin season. What do you feel about that, Ida?
Yeah, I mean,
You're a bit lost.
beginning, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, because obviously, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, you can see that Bitcoin is still very high, which means that if Bitcoin dominance falls a little bit, these coins they will have massive pump.
Yeah, with 59.3%.
Bitcoin has seen like almost 60%, and then those coins they are able to pump that high, which means that if Bitcoin dominance falls, then those coins they will have a massive pump. But at the same time, like
Look at the graph.
if
Yeah,
you want to invest in those coins at a moment compared to last week or previous weeks, you have to pay a little bit more to get those coins. So you wonder like, do I get in now, given the fact that those coins are a little bit more expensive? And if I do get in it now, you also feel like if you lose, then you are going to lose a lot as well. But I mean, if you look at all the figures, it kind of indicate that maybe now is the time to invest in those coins.
yeah, I think we've hit the peak of the Bitcoin dominance. I just had it up here. Let's check that out. So yeah, the peak for me was this moment here. I think we peaked out at 60.4%. And on the daily, just to show everybody over the last few days, we can clearly see we've had this rise here, hit that peak, and we've had that massive dump to the downside. And so what we could see right now is, we're having a bit of a rise because Bitcoin is at 82,000. I don't think I think we will get a dead cat bounce and then continue falling a lot lower. So this is fantastic. What we need to see, if you're not in crypto at the moment, like you were saying, right now, in my opinion, it's not too late, but it will be very, very shortly. I mean, things can happen so fast in crypto that you will miss out. I mean, you'll miss out. There's thousands of coins, so you're not going to get them all. But if this does come back up slightly, then you've got another opportunity to jump in because the Bitcoin dominance will be up, ready for that dump even lower. So that means you'll be buying more altcoins cheaper before they pump.
So I mean, what you are saying is that if someone gets in it right now, at least the person has 6 months to expect that the market will pump.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, Bitcoin's just continued to go past its all-time high, so everything follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the way. If we go to 100,000, which I think we will, and beyond, then altcoins are going to absolutely surge to the upside. They will follow Bitcoin, but as soon as Bitcoin takes its breather, normally what happens is Bitcoin reaches its peak, altcoins follow maybe a month after, 2 to 4 weeks after. So the top 20, then the top 100, and then so on.
Okay, so for you, what is the chronology? Like Bitcoin will just continue until 100K, and
So-
then after a month after, these altcoins they will start pumping, or they will continue just pumping.
So altcoins, Bitcoin pumps, everything pumps anyway.
Yeah.
But altcoins will really, really get into, like, I'm talking about 100% every day, 200% a day for 2 to 3 weeks. That will happen, like the proper altcoin season. That will happen when Bitcoin reaches its peak or gets to a completely way new all-time high. Then people think, okay, are we going to go any higher with Bitcoin? So they move their profits into the top 20, top 100. And so over the course of 1 week to 4 weeks, that's when the real gains you'll see with altcoins. But yeah, I mean, you can still make gains right now. We just saw over the last week, if you had money in most of these coins, you're up 50, 100% in a week. So that's just touching the surface, what I'm trying to say. It's just scratching the surface, because when this dominance, it comes down really hard, not just this. I mean, what we've just seen, this is a small 2%. So if that was a 2% drop over the course of a week, look at the altcoins. The altcoins have pumped, some of them almost 100% in a week. And that's just a 2% drop in the altcoin, in the Bitcoin dominance. So imagine if the Bitcoin dominance goes down to 35, 40%. What do you expect?
Yeah, it should be a lot. But 30% is too much, though. I mean, we are just expecting it that the lowest it could get is 40%, no?
I'm looking at something all the way back down here. The lows are, I think it's even lower. Let me just go to the weekly. It'll be easier to have a look. And I'll just zoom in. I'm expecting to come down to these levels here.
Okay, 39, close to 40%, yeah.
So I'm thinking we're going to fall all the way back down here, which would be a 32% drop. We could even, first of all, hit that 47% because we've got a lot of resistance, support here. So I'm thinking anywhere between here and here. So even if we drop only down to 48%, that's still significant. I mean, that's quite huge in terms of the gains you're going to make. I just have to be fast here. So yeah, so in terms of the gains, yeah, I think you would make massive amount, even if we just come to that first level here, 47%. That's still a huge just over 10% drop.
Yeah, but what does it mean for Bitcoin when its dominance falls? Does it mean that Bitcoin's price remains stable over this period of time, or
It can do. I mean,
drops?
it can remain stable, so it gets boring. People just jump out of it. Normally, I mean, it does drop a little bit. Usually, it's like the peak of the market. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to have that huge rally to the upside, and just before it reaches its top, the dominance starts falling down. Bitcoin stabilize or starts coming down, and then the altcoins you're on a timer basically of like 2 to 4 weeks of jumping into what hopefully you've already jumped into it, but making those, maximizing your gains. And if we do come all the way down to that, if we drop from 59 down to 39%, so 20% drop would be the altcoins, it would be absolutely out of this world.
Yeah, if you see what happened in 2021, where we do have this
This one here,
this drop. Yeah. If I remember correctly, Bitcoin did fall 50% when it did happen. So basically, maybe for Bitcoins today sit around 80,000, then it means that Bitcoin will drop around 40,000 or a little bit more.
Yeah, if you're looking at the terms of when the Bitcoin dominance will really start crashing. Yeah. I mean, of course, Bitcoin's not crashing right now, but the dominance has come down 2% over the course of the week as Bitcoin's been going up.
Well, so then
So I'm not saying that Bitcoin has to drop for the Bitcoin dominance to drop.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, there is no correlation between its dominance here and its price.
Well, over the past week, Bitcoin's been going up and the dominance has come down. So what I do expect, if we do have a huge fall in the dominance like this, then yeah, it's probably the peak of, it's the top of Bitcoin. The top of Bitcoin's next all-time high, basically. And then you've got a certain amount of time, like 1 month, where you're going to maximize your gains. Altcoins are going to absolutely pop. So we're going to have, from now, over the next 6 months, altcoins are going to continue to surge. We're going to start seeing different prices in the altcoins. If we just go back to crypto bubbles, so this is just over the course of 1 week. So we're going to see this consistently over the next 3 to 6 months. However, right at the end of the bull run, it's where the altcoins will be doing something absolutely stupid every day, 100%, 100%. You'll be making 2x every single day for a couple of weeks. So my next thing is, for me personally, what I'm jumping into are gaming technologies. Of course, like we said at the beginning, I'm not going to go into the technology itself, but some of the gaming cryptos that I'm buying on leverage, because I want to maximize my gains. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to jump into that in just a second. But right now, the Fear and Greed Index, we're sitting at 79%, which is huge. We're going to be in extreme fear very soon, so you can expect the market maybe
to reverse,
slightly.
But don't you want to wait until Bitcoin's dominance drops before you start investing in it? I mean, talking about those altcoins, like, would you want to start investing while Bitcoin's dominance is still very high?
Well, hopefully everyone has been investing anyway before this has actually happened. So for me, I've been investing over the last 2 years. Dollar cost averaging is probably the best. It's the most boring, but it's the best. And the whole purpose for me, dollar cost averaging, is to wait for that dominance to fall. So while the dominance is sky high, it's difficult to buy psychologically, but you're buying more crypto altcoins at lower prices because the dominance is all in Bitcoin. And then you've got your positions. So when that dominance comes crashing down, you're already in the market. So that's how you're making your gains. So for me, I've been making my gains in AI and gaming, and it's just the beginning. So with gaming, we won't go into AI. I don't think we'll go into AI today unless you want to look at AI.
Let's maybe just, for this video, you can just wrap up in only talking about gaming tokens.
So for me right now, I mean, gaming, over the last 30 days, we can see it's sitting at a market cap of 21 billion. Now, I believe gaming can be a $1 trillion asset, which how many X's is that?
12?
So, yeah,
I hope I get it right. No, right? I guess well, anyway.
Yeah. So I think the last, we were all the way up here at, what was this? 49 billion last time. But yeah, I think gaming over the next 10 years can be a $1 trillion. So
I was just checking. Yeah, I got it right. The trillion is 12-0.
Good math. So yeah. So I expect gaming and AI this cycle to be maybe $1 trillion together, but over the next 10 years, $1 trillion each. And I think AI will outperform gaming in the long run, for sure. I mean, it has been doing anyway.
But for me, the way I view it is like, gaming will always be there. I feel like AI is kind of a hype of a moment. I mean, if I say hype, it will mean that maybe it will disappear after a certain period of time. I feel like gaming is the gaming system will always continue to be there. Like, we have new games that will come, and then given how they could also affect the market in certain direction or not. But whereas AI, I feel like,
you think it's a fad, a fashion at the moment?
I feel like, at the moment, everything is in AI, given all the potential that AI has. But I feel like over time, maybe gaming could still reclaim top over AI. I mean, that's how I view it, though.
For this cycle, I think both will do. I think AI will do really well in the market if you're jumping into altcoins. But yeah, for me, gaming. How long has gaming been out? Well,
I mean,
since the
yeah.
beginning of time with human history, people love games in one form or another. So for me, I've been a gamer since I was a kid. So I've seen what it does to people, how fast over the last 25, 30 years things have developed in the gaming world.
I think it's just a matter of like the kind of game that people are developing. But I feel like there will be always games that will supersede others. But the games, the game token, they will always be there.
Yeah. So just looking at the gaming market cap at this moment, we're sitting at, like I said, 21 billion. And I do expect the whole market cap this cycle to do a 10 to 20x. Might think I'm absolutely mental, but that's just my theory. I think will happen. And so some of the gaming tokens that I'm looking at, it's not necessarily the games that you know, as a kid growing up, even now playing games, certain games you play once only, and then it's finished. You play the story. You might go back to it in a few years just to reminisce, play again. The best gaming experience, the best games are open world, RPG, anything that you don't just complete the main story, but you've got other side quests, etc. You've got other things in it where you can play for hours and hours and hours, even years.
Like you never get bored playing them.
Yeah. So for me, over the years, like Skyrim, open world games. I mean, you've got Red Dead Redemption that people absolutely loved over the past 5 to 7 years. RPG, yeah, open world games where you can really get it. You can keep going back to them and just keep playing. So it's the same principle, just to illustrate the gaming tokens. You've got all sorts of gaming crypto, and you've got some that just are for one purpose. That's it. But you've got other gaming crypto, which is basically the platform to build games on.
And I guess now,
Metaverse.
now it's becoming more popular that there are some coins that are made to allow for the transition from one token to the other. Like there becomes such a platform where one token could just be converted into another one. I don't know if you see what I mean.
So where do you see this? Or
like, I mean, I feel like today, like you have some tokens that are only designed for some games.
Yeah.
And then now you have some blockchains that are built so that some token they could just be transitioned to others. Don't know if what I'm making is making sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you have an example, or
not necessarily, but I guess with the multiverse, it's not the whole idea of multiverse being able to have tokens that could be used for different games.
Yeah. I see what you mean. But the gaming tokens that I really wanted to jump into, I think last time we jumped into, which one did we get into last cycle? It was Sandbox.
Sandbox Sandbox.
So we had Decentraland. That was one.
Decentraland Mana.
Yeah, which is the open. What do you call it? Isn't not the where you can go into you can create an avatar. You go into the space.
But you know what?
Metaverse.
The metaverse hasn't really pumped. I could expect it
because you call it the multiverse. That's the Marvel. Metaverse. Yeah.
Metaverse. Yeah. It hasn't really pumped as we expected.
I do expect it to come back stronger and bigger this cycle.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I think all of gaming, whatever you buy, 90% of these are going to pump. Even stupid coins will pump. That's just the hype of the market when we're in the bull run. But what I'm looking at right now is IMX, Beam, even go back to Gala, Multiverse X, and the Superverse. So the two or the three big ones that I'm looking at is the Superverse, Beam, and IMX. IMX, Superverse, everything is being built on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant. Like, it becomes a platform to interconnect other coins.
That's right. So yeah, you can immerse yourself in the uncharted world of Web3 gaming, where creativity and innovation collide. So yeah, everything is being built in Web3. IMX is a big player. I don't know if you know too much about.
Not that much, because I'm not a gaming person myself, but like discussing with a few, AMX seems to be.
I mean, just look at the bottom here. Look, all the different games
That I built using AMX. Yeah.
So it's just an example. Immutable X and even the Superverse. So Elliot Trades is big on YouTube as well. Again, Web3 gaming. These two, Immutable X, Superverse, are two crypto companies that I'm looking at investing in. Not completely because of I mean, the technology, everything behind it is fantastic, but in terms of gaining wealth in crypto and ready for that massive bull run, these two and Beam as well is a no-brainer for me. I mean, I don't know what you think.
So you mean IMX, Superverse.
So I'm looking at IMX, Beam, Superverse for me are no-brainers to then.
They are the top three to look at.
Well, of course, Immutable X is the top one. Beam is a new player in the space. It hasn't had a cycle yet, so I'm looking at this quite a bit. I'm getting into this dollar cost averaging into it quite a lot. Immutable X as well. I've always liked Gala. I know they've had some issues in the past, but Gala is going to be good. I spoke about ApeCoin in the past as well.
I guess you also spoke to me about Axie Infinity, no?
Yeah, Axie Infinity, collecting the Axies, the little it's a bit, I think it's like Pokemon, I don't remember. I'll have to check it out. There's just so many gaming or games I've tried on the blockchain in Web3. And also, yeah, you create, where is it? Yeah, it's a battle game. You collect Axies for various forms. There's 500 different body parts available. It's basically NFTs. So again, NFTs is another big one, which I think you've got, which I spoke about, ApeCoin as well. So NFTs will come back, I think, as well, a lot stronger. I mean, art never dies.
Yeah, but for this cycle, will you bet on NFTs compared to AI and gaming?
Well, I mean, NFTs are in gaming. So, for example, if you're playing one of these games, you need an NFT. Can be a gun, it can be a weapon, it can be a costume, another whatever item that your avatar needs can be an NFT. So for me, it's all linked. So it will come back. So yeah, Immutable X that I'm looking at right now. Beam, I'm jumping into this really, really heavily. Gala, Superverse, and then I'll probably go back into Decentraland and the Sandbox as well. So, but just like in a nutshell, just to conclude, the market cap is really undervalued in the gaming world, and I do expect this to do a nice 20x in gaming this bull run. So if you're going to jump into anything, again, like I just said, you got to look at platforms that games are built on. So Immutable X, Superverse, huge institutions to look at, take a deep dive into them. And when this thing pumps, then the rest of the other gaming tokens within that, it will also do them, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you have some coins that are designed specifically for some games. And then you also have some blockchain that are designed to interconnect different games. And these are the projects to look at, because it means that games come and go. But those blockchains that are designed to interconnect different games, different tokens from different games, these are the tokens that they will always stay, because those tokens are used like to interconnect several projects.
But it's like instead of investing in a game in Sony, you just invest in Sony.
Yeah.
So you're actually investing in that company because they are producing hundreds of games. Instead of just focusing on one game in Sony, you focus on Sony itself. So that's the whole point. With Immutable X, the ones I've just spoken about, I'm investing heavily into those because the potential is a lot higher than just getting into one tiny gaming crypto. Yeah, there's two others as well that I wanted to bring out. I think it's PAL AI. No, that's AI. It's not gaming. Don't know if it's in here, but if you do find one which is in both AI and gaming, then for me it's a gem. But there's just one more that I did want to bring out. It's actually like what's it called, where you create your empire, you battle against other like Age of Empires, and it's called Medieval Empires. I think will be phenomenal this time around. So over the last day, we've gone up 40%. So I'm heavily into this. I've got about 20,000 coins. I'm going to buy more, and we're up 40% over the last day. Over the last 7 days, we're up 100%. So I've got to check my portfolio.
Maybe you are already a millionaire without knowing it.
Let's see. I've just realized. Yeah. So you can see I am smiling. Let me just, because I'm stuck on myself here. There we go. So I got into medieval empires here when it was, I mean, completely nothing at that point. And we're up, yeah, I can't believe it. 7 days, we're up 100%. So
If you go over the course of a month,
51% over the year. Yeah, over the year I've made 100%.
yeah, which means like 2x.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's nothing, but we're just getting started. I believe with medieval empires. I think this is going to do absolutely phenomenal because people love games like Age of Empires. Let me just get it up. So Google. So we've got, yeah, is it Age of Empires?
I don't know the game, but
Yeah, it is Age of Empires. Yeah, so it's similar to Age of Empires, but it's on the blockchain. It's in Web3. So it's medieval. Just want to show everybody. Yep. So even if you're into crypto and everything, and you want to get into, for the gamers out there, go and download this. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. NFT are involved because you're buying weapons, costumes, etc. And it's exactly the same concept, in my opinion. Like, if I could compare, it would be Age of Empires. I've spoken about it before on my channel a few times. I'm not going to go into it, but for me, this gaming token, and I mean, we've just seen the market. We're up 100% in a week. This is going to be massive, and people absolutely love Age of Empires around the world. And for blockchain gaming, Web3 gaming, this would be the Web3 gaming of Age of Empires.
okay, interesting.
And there's not a lot of people in it at the moment. I mean, if you just look at the market cap is only 5 million, which is absolutely tiny in comparison. So if we look at the market cap of 5 million, and this coin is sitting at which position? Where can we see where this coin is? It's here. Yeah, 1,330. So just, yeah, remember the market cap of this. So that's 5 million. If we go to Immutable X, which is the first
Gaming token,
the market cap
is at 2 billion.
is at 2 billion. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go to 2 billion, but if we just take, for example, one gaming token that is just the game itself and not a platform where games are built, for example, Axie Infinity, the market cap
Is at 800 million.
which is, and I really believe that medieval empires, again, it's just my opinion. I'm not just trying to shield the coin that I bought. I'll be buying more because I do like those type of games growing up, Age of Empires. And I think, yeah, in Web3, it's a no-brainer for me, medieval empires to jump into now before it goes into the top 10. But I think, yeah, it could be in the top 10, top 20 gaming tokens.
That sounds interesting. I mean, as I was telling you, I'm not a gaming person myself, but maybe I will start looking into some of these coins and you will see.
Yeah, and it's those, when you look at medieval empires, just showing you 5 million, it's absolutely insignificant. It's tiny. So they're the type of tokens, if you're willing to gamble a little bit, where you can absolutely maximize your gains, where you can make 100x in some cases. But that's just one. Again, go and do your own research, look at medieval empires, don't just listen to what I'm saying. And another thing which I wanted to mention, how I maximize my gains in this space, especially with the altcoins. So I use Bitflex a lot, Bybit, but in Bitflex right now, I have opened basically 2 trades in IMX and Beam with a 5x leverage. So instead of just buying the coins and that's it, I 5x leverage it to basically borrow from the exchange more than what I put in, so that I can maximize the potential gains throughout this bull market.
Yeah, because you kind of convinced that this is the moment where you have to go all in, and because we want to remind people listening to us that it's more
because
more riskier to do that.
it's a lot riskier. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it with low leverage. So I would do like 3 to 5 x leverage. I know some people do 10 to 20x, which is up to them. But yeah, I just put a small leverage, 3 to 5x. Instead of just holding, let's say, 20,000 coins of Beam, I actually want to maximize it. So I put times 5 leverage so that I'm holding 100,000 coins. So that when the thing pops to the upside, if it does, let's say it goes from 2 cents to 4 cents, so it's 100%. And I've done a 5x, I made 500% on it. And so that's my thinking. That's what I didn't do in the last market, and that was my regret. So this time, instead of just making, it's basically maximizing your gains with using leverage properly.
But I mean, at the same time, I think that's something you can now do because you have more experience.
Yeah, if you're new, if you're new to the space, maybe just dollar cost average. Don't use leverage. I mean, it's up to you. Just buy and hold, because like I just said, if Medieval Empires is 5 million. It's a coin that could do 100x just without putting leverage.
I mean, it's true. Like whenever you have this kind of certainty that a coin is going to shoot high, I can put some leverage. But personally, like just to make it clear to others, I haven't made a trade with a leverage because I'm a little bit more conservative. But it's true. Like when you have this certainty about a coin, is going to pump, then you can put a little bit of leverage, and then it should increase the amount of money that you are going to make. But again, if you make leverage, if you add leverage to your trade, then you are more at risk as well, also to lose everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I do is I do a bit of both. I would hold Beam, like for example, Beam Immutable X on the side, just hold, buy and hold. And then I got it in another account, so Bitflex, where I buy, but I put a 5x leverage. So I do a bit of both. So I'm going to look at the next 10 to 15 different coins in the gaming world where I will be putting leverage on most of these coins, because I think it will maximize my profits over the next 3 to 6 months.
Interesting. All right, maybe let's just wrap up now.
Yeah, so this is just a quick, well, not a quick, I mean, we've been speaking for quite a bit now with the altcoins, but if you're into altcoins, now is the time to jump into it. Altcoin season, in my opinion, is just started, so you're not too late, but you will be if you don't act now. 2 categories, gaming, AI, we'll speak about AI next time, are going to be absolutely phenomenal this cycle. I think will be the catalyst for the altcoins. It will be the narrative of the altcoins, gaming, and AI. So again, thanks guys and girls for sticking right to the end. Make sure to subscribe to our channels, give a thumbs up, hit that bell notification for each and every one of our videos, leave any comments in the section below, and we will see you next time.
Until the next video.